What is the strongest thing a father can do? For most of my life, I had a formula. Strength was an equation built on silence. It was about being the unmovable rock, the steady hand, the Mr. Fix-It who had the solution to all his family's challenges. It meant swallowing frustration, burying grief, and weathering stress with a quiet grimace. I thought I was building a fortress of strength for my family. But I was wrong. Rather, I discovered I was building a wall. And one day, behind that wall, I broke down. They saw me cry. And in that moment, I was sure I had failed them. I thought I'd shattered the image of the strong dad. But what happened next? Rewrote everything I thought I knew about strength, parenting, and the neuroscience of raising resilient kids. It changed my initial thought that one of the most powerful lessons I'd ever give my kids would come from a bedtime story or a school achievement. On the contrary, it came in the quiet moments when those tears ran down my face, and I didn't hide them. You see, for years, I thought crying in front of my kids was a sign of weakness. That I'd scare them, burden them, maybe even make them lose faith in me. But the truth is that the moment I stopped hiding my tears, something unexpected happened. And today I want to share with you why I let my kids see me cry, what science actually says about it, and why it might be one of the best gifts you can give your children. Stay with me, because what I'm about to share flips the old parenting rulebook on its head. Part 1. The myth of the strong parent. Growing up, I rarely saw my parent cry. Maybe you can relate. The message was clear: adults should stay strong no matter what. But here's the problem with that. Kids grow up thinking emotions are something to hide. That sadness is shameful. That vulnerability equals weakness. I carried that belief for years. So when I became a parent, I tried to wear that strong armor. No cracks, no tears, always in control. But inside I was struggling, and honestly my kids could feel it. Children sense when something's off. Pretending doesn't fool them, it just confuses them. That's when I stumbled on a fascinating study published in the Journal of Marriage and Family. Researchers found that children who never see their parents express emotions often struggle to regulate their own. Why? Because kids learn emotional intelligence not by lectures, but by watching. If we hide sadness, they learn sadness is something to hide too. And that hit me hard. Part 2. The first time I let them see. The first time my kids saw me cry, it wasn't planned. I'd had a rough week. Work stress, bills piling, family worries, you name it. I sat at the kitchen table, head in my hands, and tears just spilled out. For a split second, I panicked. My mind screamed, pull it together. Don't let them see. But I didn't. I let the moment be. And you know what my child did? He walked over, hugged me, and whispered, "It's okay, Daddy." I cried too. That broke something in me, in the best way. My tears didn't make him afraid, they made me human. And suddenly our bond deepened. Part 3. The science behind the tears. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. Research from Dr. Brené Brown, a leading voice on vulnerability, shows that when leaders, or parents, embrace vulnerability, it builds trust, not fear. Kids don't need us to be superheroes. They need us to be real. Another study, this time from the University of California, Berkeley, found that children who see their parents express emotions healthily, crying, apologizing, admitting mistakes, develop stronger empathy. They're better at reading emotions in others and more resilient in handling their own struggles. Think about that. By letting your kids see you cry, you're not burdening them. You're equipping them with emotional intelligence, a skill that predicts success even more than IQ. And neuroscientists agree. When kids witness genuine emotions, their mirror neurons fire up, helping them learn how to process those emotions themselves. It's like emotional modeling. Hence, the next time someone says don't cry in front of your kids, remember, it's not a weakness, it's wiring their brains for resilience. Part 4. Ancient wisdom meets modern science. Here's the part I find fascinating as well. If you look back at ancient cultures, crying wasn't taboo. In many communities, grief, sadness, and tears were collective experiences. People wept openly, together. It was a way of teaching children that emotions are part of life, not something to fear. Somewhere along the way, especially in the West, we traded that for stoicism. We told boys to man up, girls to stop being dramatic, and parents to be strong. But neuroscience is showing us now, Suppressing emotions isn't a strength, it's stress. Dr. James Gross, a psychologist at Stanford, has decades of research showing that emotional suppression increases anxiety, blood pressure, and even damages relationships, and yes, it affects kids too. So, maybe the ancient wisdom had it right. Crying isn't weakness, it's a connection. Part 5, How I Do It Without Overloading Them. Now let me be clear. I don't mean sobbing uncontrollably in front of your kids every single day. I'm talking about honest, age-appropriate vulnerability. Here's what I do. 1. I name the emotion. Instead of just crying silently, I'll say, I feel sad because I miss Grandma. Or, I'm frustrated because things are tough at work. This gives my kids language for their own emotions. 2. I reassure them. I'll add, but I'll be okay. Everyone feels sad sometimes. That way, they know it's normal and temporary. 3. I invite connection. Sometimes I'll ask, have you ever felt like that? And the stories they share blow me away. Children are far more emotionally aware than we often think. This way, my tears don't overwhelm them, they teach them. Part 6. What changed in our home? Since I stopped hiding my tears, the atmosphere at home feels different. My kids don't tiptoe around emotions anymore. When they're upset, they don't slam doors or shut down. They talk. They've even started comforting each other in small ways. And here's something beautiful. Research from the American Psychological Association confirms that children raised in emotionally open households show lower levels of depression and higher levels of well-being later in life. I've noticed it too. My kids are growing into more compassionate little humans. They don't see sadness as scary. They see it as part of being alive. And honestly, that's a skill I wish I'd learned earlier. Part 7. Breaking the cycle. Now, here's the rebellious part. By letting my kids see me cry, I feel like I'm breaking a generational cycle. A cycle of silence, of don't talk about feelings, of hiding pain behind fake smiles. Because here's the truth society never told you. Kids don't need perfect parents. They need the present ones. They don't need us to have all the answers. They need to know it's okay to feel, to stumble, to be human. And if my tears can teach them that, then I'll never apologize for it. Closing thought. So, why do I let my kids see me cry? Because it teaches them the one lesson every child and every adult needs to know. Emotions aren't the enemy. They're the bridge that connects us. And if there's one gift I hope to give my kids, it's not a perfect life. It's the courage to live with open hearts. And maybe, just maybe, that starts with a tear. And if you need more conversations on parenting, emotional intelligence, self-help for real life, and insights about ditching perfection and embracing the messy, beautiful work of building a meaningful life, then hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so YouTube notifies you when we release the next video. I'd be so honored to have you here. Also, take a second to share it with a friend who's navigating parenting. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have your kids ever seen you cry? What happened? Drop your story in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and remember, it's okay to let them see the rain.